Welcome. I'm Ada Kay, your deaf courtroom commentator, breaking down the gripping courtroom drama, providing ASL interpretation when possible, while making justice accessible to everyone. Grab your favorite cup of java and let's dive in. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I hope this finds you well. We have been playing with tech and getting things straightened up. So tonight is going to be a fun night. We're going to be, well, maybe not so fun on the topic, but we're going to be talking about the baby Emmanuel's cakes, but also at the same time, I'm going to be adjusting sound and working with that. So you can help me by giving me thumbs up when the sound's good, thumbs down when it's not. June, I need you to let me know, am I good right now? You can comment. You don't have to give code. This is one of those lives that it's casual. So you can say your sound is good, your mic is too hot, too low, audio was good, too high. Give me some feedback as I go, because I was on the phone with Rodecaster. We're going to have to probably get a new one. The problem is it just barely out of warranty, so I'm going to fight for that. But that said, I'm going to be working with this. So my sound is a good, comfortable sound right now for y'all. And I am talking normally. I'm going to get excited. So warning, in a second, I'm going to kind of go, I'm going to give a yay and tell me if it blows your eardrums. Okay, you ready? Yes. Did that blow your eardrums, or were you comfortable? Because what's happening is just I'm not really getting so much louder. It's just my sound is more intense, and it's blowing some eardrums. And then the sound is coming loud and soft, loud and soft, loud and soft, loud and soft. Is it constant? Is the sound being constantly good, or am I coming in and out? We're going to also work with that in a video in a minute. But while we're doing that, we are going to be working on, well, what I need to do is pause that. Why is that writing hot? That's weird. Camera 4 should have no sound. Give me a second. I don't know why. Camera 4. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. That's camera 4. We are having a bunch of storms. Let me show you right now in Kerrville. This was earlier. And let me tell you, it sounded like God and creation was coming down. And this is about right now. And then it will fade away. But here's the whole state. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the on the storms, and you see how they just kind of puddle away. So did my sound stay steady through that? That would be great to know. You stated, Tinkitude? We don't do that. Shaded? You shated? You shatted? You need to put I shared, boo. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So let's get started, shall we? Okay. I think I'm having some allergy stuff. A lot of people are. So I've got a little drainage. Okay, so what we're going to talk about right now is the timeline about Jake Haro and his whole life timeline. Okay, we're going to start all the way back into 2016. Okay, so in 2016, Jake Mitchell Haro marries Isabel Gonzalez, and they later divorced the same year. But in 2018, Haro and then partner Vanessa Avena are investigated after their 10-week-old daughter suffered severe injuries, brain bleed, rib fractures, spinal injuries. Both were charged with felony child cruelty. Wow. Then in June of 23, Haro pled guilty to willful child cruelty, sentenced to 180 days in jail, work released, 4 years probation, and order into a child abuser treatment program. A 6-year prison term was suspended. I don't think when you harm a child, you should get any graces, no probation, no early release, no suspension, no deferred adjudication. Excuse me, y'all. Back in July of 24, while still on probation, Haro was arrested for being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition, released on a $10,000 bail. Then in August 14th of 2025, the 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro reported missing by his parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro of Utopia. Or I think that's how you say it. Parents claimed he vanished from the car. August 16th to the 18th, they had a search. Sorry, y'all. There's my coffee. I was like, where's my coffee? I've got a lot of moving and packing I'm still doing. So anyway, August 16th and 18th of this year, search expanded to Cabazon and surrounding areas. Authorities seized Jake Herrera's car and executed a search warrant. With that, then on August 19th, Herrera's ex-wife, Isabel Gonzalez, files a restraining order against him to protect herself and their son, Eli. Then on August 21 of 22, Riverside DA and sheriff announced investigators believed Emmanuel has passed away. So they're thinking, why aren't you doing what I need? There you go. They're thinking that Emmanuel has passed away, and that is where the case is. Where did my Discord go? I'm going to Discord. I got a Discord alert. Why is my Discord acting up? I'm going to make sure am I good in Discord? Okay, y'all, if you need me, I'm in live chat. So then, on the 21st through the 22nd, Riverside DA and sheriff announced investigators believe Emmanuel has died from the long-term abuse of his parents. August 27th at 25, Jake and Rebecca Haro, formally charged in the Red Room and filing a false police report. Bail has been set at $1 million each. Hold on a second. My son, being a good son, he got my trash. Oh. So they have a bail set at $1 million each. September the 4th of this is scheduled. The arraignment hearing, which Lord willing will be there for that. And then September 9th, the restraining order hearing for Isabel Gonzalez and her son Eli. That is a quick rundown and a quick timeline. However, we're going to go all the way back up, and I'm going to go through this a little bit more methodically. Wow. All of a sudden, my Discord is catching up with all my old Discord chats. Hi, everyone. Hi, Angela. Thank you for the... Oh, you're not having power. That sucks. Yes, there's a lot of people coming down on the judge because they felt the judge was too light on his sentencing. So, yeah, I know. Oh, it has been a long day and I still have my boots on because I'm too tired to pull them off, but I think I just might do it. I've had boots on. I love these boots. These boots are my custom boots, my special boots. They don't look fancy, but they is fancy. My my nice. These are these are kangaroo skin. They're so soft. They're very soft and custom. My problem is that I'm in here. If it's not, it's a lot of them are cut like this, and I need it more on an angle. But anyway, I can wear these things all day and all night if I have to. But I'm just sitting, so I'm going to take them off and get comfortable. Comfortable, but you know what I mean. I'm going to scoot my stool, which is going to upset my kitty because she's under it. Come on, Toxie. She follows the stool. Wherever I move the stool, she stays under it. Don't ask me why. All right. Thank you so much, June. That's what you were doing. Oh, thank you. So let's get into this. The DA is blaming the judge, and the judge is blaming the DA. Meanwhile, oh, thank you. Emmanuel's body has not been found, and they have no case. You know what? That's good. Hey, Joe Schmo. Yeah, I thought I was going to be a part of your big day. I'm a little bit offended. You didn't notify me. But that's okay. I still love you, but dude. What happened? I was all excited to be a part of it. And then I never heard from you. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for lurking. Yes, it's been a long day for everybody. So, but thank you so much. State of Confusion and all y'all, I'm going to go back and watch his live. I am going to go back and watch his live. When I get done here and I get in my bed and get my iPad up and I'll sit there. That's when I like to watch other content creators' lives. All right, so let's start at the beginning. Let's start here at the restraining order in the court proceedings. It's okay, Joe. I'm really just teasing you, boo. I'm really just teasing you, boo. I really am. If I didn't like you or love you or appreciate you, I wouldn't tease you. But I'm so glad you had a great show, and I will go back. I've already liked it and done all that when I realized that you were on, but you had just ended. But I did go in and like and do all that good things to help you. So I did. You be offended all you want. Oh, Joe, life happens. Look at, oh, you be offended all you want, LOL. I had to switch everything up when Linda's mom agreed to do an interview at 4. I had to cut my anniversary short. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. We all would do that. Every one of us would have done the same thing. So that's okay. Maybe Tuesday you can hop in briefly on our show so I can wish you a proper happy anniversary. I'd love to have you hop on maybe during the lunch break and we can congratulate you. I would love to have that opportunity. Okay, the restraining order in the court proceedings. So in August 19th of this year, Elizabeth Gonzalez, the ex-wife of Jake Mitchell Haro, filed a domestic violence restraining order against him in Riverside County Family Court, also seeking protection for their son, Eli. A hearing is scheduled September 9th. Why do I need a box of Kleenex when I watch it? Now, the background in this is that Haro and Gonzalez were married in 2016 and divorced later that year. and engaged in ongoing custody dispute of 2019. 2023, Haro was convicted of felony child cruelty stemming from a 2018 case, receiving probation, work release, jail time, mandatory completion of child battered treatment program. What good did that do? Not. 2024, while still on probation, Haro was arrested for illegal possession of firearms and ammunition, a case that remains active. The restraining order unfolds against the backdrop of a tragic case of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, who has been reported missing since August 14th. Now, it's in Utopia. It's kind of interesting. Oh, okay. I will. I'll make sure I have them and a pillow with me. So the investigators now believe Emmanuel has passed away from the long-term abuse afflicted by his parents. And Jake and Rebecca Haro, who were both charged with the Red Room and the filing of the false police report. The arraignment was scheduled September 4th of 2025 for both of them, and they are being held at $1 million bond each. Now, the key links and the things that we need to understand for this and the reason for this filing is, number one, that the baby Emmanuel has likely died from abuse before his parents reported him missing. Prosecutors have stated the missing California baby is believed to be deceased and the parents have been arrested. Now, the legal implications of the restraining order is protection for Isabel and Eli, the older child of Mr. Haro, is, if granted, would legally bar Jake Haro from contacting Isabel and their son Eli or going near them. Well, right now he's in jail on $1 million bond. I don't think he's getting out anytime soon. Violation, though, could lead to arrest and additional charges regardless of what's going on with this Red Room case. Now, that also would include telephone calls, letters, or communications that have been passed from Jake to a third party to be given to the ex-wife and his son. So that would be total communication if granted. The courts take restraining orders seriously in custody disputes. If granted, it will restrict Haro's parental rights and strengthen Isabel's legal standing as Eli's custodial parent. I am tired. We've been moving my son's business. We got all the big furniture out yesterday and last night, and then now we've got 100 little trips to make. I mean, we really do. It's astronomical what we got to get done in the next few days. So the thing is that in the divorce decree, if Jake has visitation every other month or every other week or whatever, he can still demand for those visitations supervised. Of course, they would be there at the jail. So he can demand his ex-wife, because I've been there, done that, to bring the children to the jail, or the child in his case, to the jail for a visitation, because he has that in the divorce decree. However, if he is there and there is a restraining order, then that supersedes the visitation order. Well, I agree, June, but unless the courts have ordered that, that is what's going to happen. That is exactly what happens. It's really sad. I think if you were a convicted PD, I don't care what or how much PD you were convicted of, I don't believe you should have parental. I don't think you should be, the ex-wife should be forced to take the children or child to a jail and visit that person if they are a CA or CP. Then that should be an automatic no bueno. The child cannot go to the jail due to his disabilities. The child is bedridden. This is his son. Isn't the daughter the bedridden one? or did he? I'm confused as to which is which. But they can also demand to do what's called video, where he can do video visitation. That would be stopped as well. The daughter is bedridden. That's what I thought. So he has a daughter that's bedridden and a son that's supposedly healthy. It's my understanding. Yeah. So it gets it gets really in the weeds legally. Okay. So then we have, let me see, where did I take off? Okay, so the criminal crossover. Even though Haro is already jailed for Emmanuel's case, the restraining order provides just an extra level of protection for Isabel and Eli. In this case, he's ever, just in case he's ever released on bail or after sentencing. Now, the judge in Haro's criminal case may also weigh the restraining order when considering the bail, probation, and sentencing. So if she gets a restraining order and he's on the fence about letting him out of jail, that may help keep him there a little longer. He did take away his daughter's quality of life. Oh, I forgot to put these up. My bad. My apologies. There we go. He did. He really, really did. He destroyed that poor baby's life. So prosecutors can also use the restraining order and prior abuses filings or findings in 2018 child cruelty conviction probation violations to show the history of the violence, bolstering their red room case by establishing intent and pattern. Since Haro was already on probation when arrested in 2024 for the firearms, and the restraining order heightens the ongoing dangerous behavior. That first sip is always fabulous. Oh, that's okay. He had another child. Hopefully, they'll do a protection order. How many children does he have? 4? I thought he only had 3, but I could be wrong. Um, and since Haro, I want to call him Haro, and Haro was already on probation after the arrest in 2024 with a firearm as ongoing dangerous behavior, making the bail less likely and surrendering it and sentencing harsher. Emmanuel's case focuses on the deceased infant, but the restraining order shifts focus to protecting the surviving child and ex-spouse, ensuring that the court's consideration of all family members are at risk. A guardian ad litem may be, that's right, may be assigned, which could be helpful. Yeah, I think it would be very helpful if they did a guardian ad litem. Anytime that you have a parent in these kind of proceedings, I think a guardian ad litem should be automatically issued. So the timeline of Emmanuel's disappearance, this is just a quick recap again, is August 14th of 2025. Emmanuel, 7-month-old, reported missing, and Eucopia parents claimed he vanished from the car. In August of 16 and 18th of this year, search expanded. Investigators seized the father's car. On August 19th of this year, Isabel, Jake's ex-wife, files the restraining order. August 21st and 22nd, DA and staff, and sheriff announced investigators believe Emmanuel is passed on from long-term abuse. August 27th, Jake and Rebecca Haro are formally charged with red room and the filing of false report. September 4th, the arraignment, and September 9th is a hearing on the restraining order. In conclusion, basically what this is saying is it just strengthens Isabel's protection, adds a legal weight to the case against Haro, ensures the system considers the safety of the surviving child. I got a text. Joe, I think that's fabulous, and I can't wait to see and support you in that, boo. I really was just giving you hell. Um, so let's see. Personal files, just some information on who is Jack Mitchell Haro. He's approximately 32 years of age. His residence is Cabazon, Cabazon, Rivers County, California. His ex-partners are Vanessa Avina, also referred to as Vanessa Haro, with whom he shares a daughter. Children. He has an infant daughter, victim of the 2018 case. He has a 2-year-old child removed and placed under Riverside County Protective Services. He has another son, Eli, from a later relationship who his ex-wife filed. So he's got 4 kids. I think he's got 3 or 4. It's not super clear. So he has the felony cruelty charge in 2018 against the infant daughter. Circumstances are of such where Jake and his then partner Vanessa were charged with after the infant daughter around 10 weeks suffered a severe injury, brain hemorrhage, skull and rib fracture, spinal injuries, and indicative of abuse from head trauma. In June of 23, Jake pled guilty to willful child cruelty, received a work release, 180 days in jail, 4 years of felony probation, and 6 years of prison sentence suspension. Since her story had been the same all along, that's what she hit over the head, and then the baby was gone. It was impossible that oh, wow. The judge leniency drew sharp criticism in Riverside County DA Mike Hestern called it an outrageous error in judgment, suggested that the stricter sentence might have prevented the death of Emmanuel. The probation violation, the incident happened while on probation in July of 24. Jake was arrested in banning for the possession of firearm and ammunition illegal under the California due to his felony. He was released on a $10,000 bail in August 2024. Resolution is pending. So he's still dealing with that. The redrum and filing of the false police report on Emmanuel Haro's case is August 14th. Jake and his wife Rebecca reported their 7-month-old was missing from the Utopia store parking lot, claiming kidnapping. Authorities soon uncovered inconsistencies and launched the investigation. One of my mods, and I'm going to put something on you and don't get mad. Can one of you try to find, I do know they did a press media release with the parents begging for their child to be returned. Can someone try and see if we can find that video? I haven't seen it out there, so it just popped into my head. Is there a video that we can watch with them pleading for the return of their missing child? The charges were filed on August 27th, 1 count redrum, the other filing of false police report. The filing of false police reports may be about a year in jail maximum. Most people just get probation. Both parents were hit with $1 million each on bail. Boy, they ain't playing around, are they? They are not playing around. The DA is currently pursuing the evidence code of 1119 strategy to induce evidence of prior abusive acts to establish the pattern of behavior. So Jake Haro is documented history of severe child abuse, having inflicted life-altering injuries of his daughter. He also has a leniency case in 23 sentencing, now under strong condemnation. His probation violation for the firearm possession further reinforces this failure to comply with court orders, and the current redrum and false report involved in the tragic case of his missing son, Emmanuel. Prosecutors are aiming to show the pattern of violent behavior by introducing the past convictions. So there we go on that. Now I do have a video I'm going to share. Let me bring it over so I can get there. I'm going to add to that stage. I'm going to get off of this stage, go here, add to stage. There we go. He made sure he wasn't there. They confirmed he was at the park. Now there's been one of the things, let me get back over here. One of the things I want to say is that I have been very, come on, mouse, obey me. I have been very careful because I do not want to sit here and say that the baby's been found or not been found. Right now, I'm assuming it is not. There have been some false reports that the baby was found, and I don't want to be a part of leading anyone on into that. So right now, I'm reporting this as of today's date that the baby has not been found. So let's go over here with Mr. Vinnypolitan. I am going to need a sound check. So, oh, you sent it to me, Debbie. Thank you. You're awesome. I'll play it after in a minute, or maybe we'll go do that now. My mouse will cooperate. Yeah, we'll play it now. But what I want to say here is real quick. If I need to know if my sound is good level on the video part, I understand that everybody's headphones, earbuds, hearing aids, TVs, computer sound is all different. Some may say a little more, some may say a little less. You're right. The baby has not been found. Yes, I know, Angela. You're right. But I'm just saying that I was on X earlier today and someone said, the baby's been found. No, it's not been found. Okay, let's share this.
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big 5. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper. And
oh my God.
We just ask if anybody knows anything to please contact Ukaipa Police Department.
Don't hesitate, just call.
His name's Emmanuel. He's 7 months. He's 7 months old.
Have you been notified of any information yet by local authorities? No, we have not. They haven't told us nothing.
They said they don't have any major updates.
Do you guys plan on doing a local search of your own? We are at 4 o'clock here at Kaipa.
The community set up a search party at 4:30. So
right.
Just ask you guys if you can help us,
Please.
This is what he looks like. He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
He was wearing a black onesie with a Nike swoosh on him. If you know anything, please come forward. Please bring us back our son. Safe.
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our.
I really am struggling to watch this because I don't. I've been watching NASCAR in the background. I'm a NASCAR nut. And it's like, I'm not watching. And I want to know who's winning. How many wrecks have we had, Miss June? Oh, we've had one. We got one wreck. Oh, number 12. I can't show you guys this. I get in trouble. But yes, I'm a NASCAR fan, y'all. Oh, number 12 got sideways and did a wipeout. Okay, so right now, Briscoe is number 1. Reddick is number 2. Okay, here we go. We'll watch this now. I'm bad. Aw. Hey, June, keep me updated.
I'm Vinny Politan. The subject of my investigation is the tragic disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel
June, tell me if the volume is good, louder, or softer, please.
Haro, whose parents reported him abducted, but now mom and dad are locked up, and now we're hearing from them behind bars. Here's the story. The disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro in Riverside County, California, has shaken the community to its core. It all began when his parents, Rebecca and Jake, pleaded for help, claiming Emmanuel was abducted by a man who said hola and knocked out Rebecca. But as investigators dug deeper, troubling contradictions surfaced, unraveling a chilling reality. Authorities believe Emmanuel's parents, the very people meant to nurture and protect him, are responsible for his disappearance and death. Now, the search for Emmanuel has become a desperate mission fueled by both hope and grief. A child so young, so vulnerable, ripped from safety under the most unthinkable circumstances. And prosecutors say it was his own mother and father who are responsible for this horrific act. Now, during the course of this story and this investigation, there's been several points and things that have happened along the way that have dramatically changed the way we've looked at this case and we've looked at this investigation. One of the biggest was the arrest of Jake and Rebecca, the mother and father. Remember, this began as a missing person, an abduction, but at this moment it was clear that investigators and prosecutors no longer believed that this was an abduction. They took Jake and Rebecca into custody at their home. Big sign of strength. You can see the officers showing up, then a search, etc. And they're charged with murder. Murder. Now, I want you to take a listen to the district attorney. This was another big moment here, the first time that the DA spoke about the case. Here's what he said about the charges.
The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries. That's what we believe. We filed murder charges on both of them and making a false police report on both of them. So you can extrapolate that we believe that both of them are guilty, that we can prove it's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt for both the murder and the filing of the false police report. You know, how it breaks down as to who did what, that also has to wait for the trial.
Okay, and you heard, he wasn't going to give us the specifics on what they believe happened, but remember
Okay, how did they walk that little boy? Why is my mouse giving me so much hell? It's a $100 mouse. It better not be. Plug it in and it works. Okay, so Angela, how in the hell did they walk him barefoot through the middle of cacti when he's 7 months old? He's not walking. I'm sorry, I'm just confused. Not doubting you. I'm just confused.
they still have not found baby Emmanuel. So I'm looking at this, I'm listening to this, and from the beginning, murder, two adults together murdering a 7-month-old? But that's the theory that prosecutors have. And it brings us to the first question in our investigation. Two defendants, co-defendants. Is one of baby Emmanuel's parents more responsible than the other? Maybe not legally responsible, but more responsible for the violence, more responsible for the death, even if they've both had some hand in it, or maybe not. Maybe there is a huge difference between the two. Let's try to answer that question. Here to help us in our investigation, private investigator, founder of Victims News Online and host of the all-new podcast, The Delphi Dirt. Erica Morse is with us, and former homicide detective with more than 20 years working homicides and high-profile cases. Phil Waters is with us as well. All right, Erica Morse, before I've got some things to point out here, but before we get to them, what does your gut tell you? What does your gut tell you about a 7-month-old, two adults charged with murdering a 7-month-old? Is one more responsible than the other?
I don't know. I mean, is one more responsible for the other for the abuse? Probably. because dad already has a criminal history of abuse. Dad has already taken charges and received a conviction, even though he didn't serve time in prison, which is why Emmanuel is missing and presumed deceased at this point. Mom, I mean, as a mom, from a moral obligation, I just can't. She is the one who was allegedly last with the baby. She is the one who concocted this story, or at least reported this story. She is the one that wasted resources and valuable time in locating a possible living, breathing Emmanuel. They have their own levels of culpability from a human standpoint, a moral standpoint, and then your legal/criminal standpoint.
All right. Phil Waters, I want to put up on the screen what mom and dad have been saying behind bars. Jailhouse interview with Rebecca Haro from the Press Enterprise. I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby, Haro said in an August 24th jailhouse interview with a Southern California news group reporter, during which she maintained that Emmanuel was kidnapped. Regarding her husband, Jake, he's a good dad. Rebecca Haro said, he would never hurt a baby. Now, here's an interview with Jake Haro, with a Southern California news group reporter in the Orange County Register. Rebecca is innocent, Haro said. The media is killing her. She is a beautiful woman. She loves her children. Haro was hopeful on Wednesday that enough money could be raised, generally 10% of the bail, to free Rebecca, who he wed 3 years ago. All right, what are your thoughts, Phil, about what mom's saying about dad, dad saying about mom, and what happened here to little Emmanuel?
Well, good to be back with you, Vinny, on this case. I tell you, they're just furthering the false narrative here. They don't really have, I'm sure in their minds, they don't have any other option. I would say that I'm not surprised at the arrest. I think they're, and I think the
do you look at them the same?
Case,
do you see them the same?
Yes, that's the short answer. Yes, they're both culpable. They're both going to be responsible, and even they're both parties to the murder of this little baby. I mean, that's the bottom line here. So that's why they're both being charged. Now, there may come a point in time where they're going to try to get one to turn on the other, but they're both going to be held responsible because they are both, at least in my opinion, based on what we know, they are equally culpable in the murder of this baby.
All right, I want to put up a little more that Jake Haro is saying from behind bars. Interview with Southern California News Group reporter in the Orange County Register. Jake Haro said in a jailhouse interview on Wednesday, August 27th, that Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestron's assertion that Haro's missing 7-month-old son was the victim of long-term abuse was not true at all. But Haro declined to discuss what role, if any, he played in Emmanuel's disappearance. During the 45-minute interview, he said the couple cares about Emmanuel. So he's saying it's not long-term. Well, none of this can be long-term abuse. The baby's only 7 months old, right? I mean, long-term, I guess, is all relative to what happened here. The first baby that was abused was only 10 weeks old. So what?
Yeah, I want to talk about that. How's my sound now? Because we got this video playing and I'm not talking over it. Let's see. I do not understand the mother getting involved with the father when his prior records. Some women like bad boys, I guess. It wouldn't be me. Yeah, that is a little bit disconcerting. What kind of character is she if she finds that it is okay, or was she lied to or misled? Either way, as soon as she found out, she should have had her little hiney running the other way. Wonderful dad. You got to be kidding me. Yeah. She is just as responsible as he is. I believe so too. I see her as worse, Vinny. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I think that, I mean, in the end, parents, both mother and father, are to protect the children. But I want to know where her maternal instincts are, because if I'm married to somebody, I don't care. If I'm married to the King of England and he lays a hand on my child, especially my baby, oh, honey boo, I have no problem putting you to the floor. And if you were trying to harm my child in a way that could physically hurt the child, permanently hurt the child, in the life of that child, y'all, my lead shooter would have been out and that guy would not be drawing breath anymore. I am not a mama bear. I'm a mama bear. I'm a mama lion. I'm a mama cougar. I'm a mama all of it. Just ask my daughter and her future, her fiance. And let me tell you, I think how he stuck around after I met him, and I told him on that first date, I have an AK, an AR, I have a handgun. You hurt my daughter, and I will go to jail, boo. Yeah, no, I'm throwing some shade, but no, seriously, I'm appalled. And my humble reason, the reason no records could be found on Emmanuel is because of Jake's past abuse. I think she wanted to keep him hidden with no hospital records, no vaccinations, no appointments. She could have also been controlled by him. And I was thinking about this afternoon, and yeah, well, thank you. My sound is I'm working on it. I'm getting spent some time on the phone with the tech support. We have a temporary fix. I'm going to need a new one. And so anyway, I was thinking about this, and as much as I hate it, how much abuse did she suffer at his hands? Was she Stockholm syndrome herself? What did he do to her? How did she get that black eye? That was not from the abductor. That had to have been from him or somebody she knew, maybe didn't know. Bar fight? I don't know. She could have. But oh my God, she should have done something. You know what? I don't disagree. But when you are in a position that you feel for the life of yourself and your child, and once he goes far enough to unalive your child, okay, your child's unalive. What is he going to do to you if you don't do what he tells you to do? Does that make sense? She may too be a victim. I don't know if she is. I haven't heard enough to say that she is, but she too may be a victim of his. But in the end, she's still partially responsible, at least partially responsible for the death of that child. But what if she's the one that unalived the child? I mean, nobody really knows yet. What if she is the one? Hi, Cindy. I found you because of RA. Thank you. When did you find me, love? It's had to be for quite a while. Been a while since I've been around RA. I miss him. I love that dude. He'd be proud of me fixing my own tech for a change instead of calling him every 5 minutes. I have been appointed as a guardian and asked by parents to be their child's guardian, foster mother, and adopt the child legally. Oh, that is awesome, Deborah. Oh, months ago. Love you too, boo. That is amazing. And, thank you for what you do. But I don't know if she's a victim. She may have been the one in charge. She may have been the one doing all of the abusing. Right now, it's presumed he is because of his past. Could have been both. Could have been her. Could have been just him. Could have been just her. We really don't know, guys. We're speculating at this point. He has the history, so let's keep watching. Maybe I'll learn something new because I don't know a lot.
What do you think, Erica, about what Jake is saying and denying the long-term abuse, but then sort of stopping short at that point?
Well, let's first say
Yes,
that the
I do.
easiest predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So he has zero credibility with me already as a convicted child abuser. But second, Vinny, I don't believe a word this man is saying. He is wasting their time. He's doing it intentionally. I believe it's a game to him. I really do. I think that this baby is sadly long.
Sandy and everybody else, please make sure you hit the like button. I forgot to tell y'all with that. If you hit the like button, comment I liked. If you shared the live, please put I shared in comments. If you were a first-time subscriber, if you subscribed tonight, please put I sub to be entered into the end of the month giveaway drawing or chance to be in the drawing. Thank y'all.
Cases for everyone associated to have to deal with. If this couple did not want to be parents, then they had options, and that baby could be alive right now. I don't really care what he says because I don't believe him. I'm focused on what mom is saying. I'm focused on the story. Let me give you an example. Why did they come up with this elaborate story about this baby being taken in a parking lot? I was talking with a colleague about this case, and she indicated, as a search and rescue expert, that perhaps mom's goal was to divert police away from the residence, because dad has made allegedly some confessions about burying the baby putting the baby in a trash can at the residence, burying him in a place that is near and dear to dad. So I think it's a fascinating viewpoint that perhaps mom's story is perfectly calculated to throw off the search, and dad going on that search and wasting their time tells me that neither one of these parents, these sperm donors, give a damn about this baby.
Phil, I want to show you an image that we talked about a lot before the arrest, but I think it may be relevant. I'm a former prosecutor. I'm always thinking about inside the courtroom, where's that finger of doubt going to be pointed? And I think in the case of Rebecca, it may be pointed right at her black eye.
That is not a new black eye. That's an old black eye. That didn't happen that morning, afternoon. That is a mature black eye.
As an investigator in this case, are you interested into where she got that black eye from? Now, I think a lot of us, when she was saying abduction, were saying, oh, is this part of that whole deal? I'm thinking ahead to the trial that, oh, maybe she's going to allege being the victim of abuse inside that house.
Well, we don't know what we don't know, right? So I would say, if I'm the detective doing this interview with her, the first question I'm going to ask her is, where did you get the black eye? Where'd you get the shiner? And have her explain that to me and have a discussion about that. I'm going to first establish a relationship with her we're not going to jump right into the baby, this and that. That's the first thing I want her to explain to me. And is it part of the kidnapping, or is this something that perhaps her loving husband administered in the course of a fight, perhaps over the baby? I mean, there's a lot of moving parts here about what could have happened. So the shiner, that's the first question on the list.
Yeah, I think we may hear more about it. Okay, great news. Guests are staying with us. Coming up next, did Jake Haro confess?
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big 5. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper.
Coming soon to Court TV.
Okay, what grown man talks like that? Change his diaper. Okay, I am talking over this video. I know it's not playing, but I hope the sound is still good. She's abused, in your opinion, and that's a very good possibility. I would not dispute that. Yeah, I think that to save herself hi, Danny Hull, thank you so much for joining. And Sandy, Beach and all of you, yeah. I really think that I'd be squealing.
Help us, you know.
Please.
This is what he looks like. He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Missing kid. That's what it said. It said missing kid on that flyer.
Not my
Okay.
son or child.
Some interesting reporting in this case, and I want to put this up. This is from Brian Enton. Any of you following true crime know Brian Enton, incredible investigative reporter for News Nation. This is what he reported. Sources have told News Nation's Brian Enton that Jake Haro, the boy's father, spoke to an informant while in jail as part of a Perkins operation. Haro acknowledged he killed baby Emmanuel and put his body in the trash. Sources also told Enton that Haro initially told investigators he rolled over in bed, causing baby Emmanuel's death, and that he said he buried the body. Sources say that is why Haro was taken from jail to lead investigators to a search area over the weekend. So that was the reporting, a lot of buzz about that, so much so that when the DA finally spoke at the press conference, he was asked about this confession. Take a listen.
Did you move report Michael Roberts asked about the jail confession where authorities used fake inmate to get information and the father confessed that?
Well, see, that's not true. So I don't know where you, well, no. See, this is what happens when you've got all these folks out there online and these keyboard warriors. You get a lot of misinformation. And what you just said is not true. It's misinformation. So that's what I'll tell you did not happen.
Okay, he's saying it didn't happen. The sheriff said it didn't happen. But after that news conference, Brian Enton responded on his YouTube channel. Brian Enton Investigates.
So I just want you guys to know that I am standing by my reporting. I talked to my sources again, and I realized that the district attorney said that there was no confession from Jake Haro, baby Emmanuel's dad. But I don't know what his definition legally of a confession is. That may be different, you know, but I'm standing by everything that I reported in my video.
All right. Brian Enton has a track history of being extremely accurate, extremely thorough, and not like, you know, willy-nilly just throwing things out there. But there was a denial that it was misinformation. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation. Did Jake Haro confess? What's going on here? Still with us, private investigator Erica Morris, former homicide detective Phil Waters. So this was the so-called Perkins operation is what Brian Enton was talking about, where apparently you put a fake inmate inside who's working as sort of an agent of law enforcement to try to get the defendant to talk. Let me ask you, Phil, would it be possible that the confession happens, it's obtained in a way that it would not be permissible at trial, right? For whatever reason, something that they know is just on its face, you know, violated some right that the defendant had, and no judge would allow it in, that you would just deny it and say it never happened because you don't want to be accused of prejudicing the jury pool by saying that, oh yeah, there was a confession, but we got it illegally. Instead, you just say it never happened.
Well, I will tell you, in Texas, if, and I had talked about doing something like this at some point in time early on in my career, and I was quickly schooled that if we put a Confederate inside the jail for the purpose of approaching our suspect to elicit a confession from them, the problem is they are, as you already stated, they are an agent of the state. And in that capacity, he's in custody. He would have, that Confederate would have to read the suspect his Miranda warning, make sure that he understood it, and then ask him if he is going to waive those rights to have this discussion. So I would be surprised if that's what happened here, because it would be useless. As you've already said, it would be something that couldn't even be used. It would be nice to know information, but in effect, it could not be used in any kind of a court proceeding. So I wonder if what we're talking about here, that he has made some admissions to some things, which are a stark difference from a confession. So I know that in the course of my interviews, when I got admissions, then I'm getting closer to a confession. So he may be parsing words here that, yeah, there was no confession taken. And what actually occurred was there were some admissions to certain parts of this investigation. And that's what got them to the point where they were able to have enough probable cause to get the arrest warrants. And, when the arrests happen, being a former prosecutor, Vinny, that's where the investigation really starts.
And the other part is, if it is obtained illegally and inadmissible, so would anything that results from it. So if that happened and that was the reason they were out there and they found evidence like baby Emmanuel, that evidence might not be admissible. They call it the fruit of the poisonous tree.
Of the poison tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But and Erica, what makes me really think about this confession is there was another reporter from On the Tira, Ahmed Belozo. You may have seen him. He's like a citizen journalist out there. He too was reporting that his sources, and he only works in that area, also said that there was a confession. So what are your thoughts about whether or not there was a confession here, Erica?
First of all, I believe Brian's reporting. I've been following his reporting on this case, and I believe that his sources are giving him credible information. I'll say it like that. Now, if you recall, Vinny, I sat through a particular trial last year in Delphi, Indiana, where inmates were allowed to testify about things they had written down on pieces of paper when they had tossed questions back and forth to a particular inmate who was awaiting trial. And every single one of those statements was somehow admissible in that trial. So I think we are splitting hairs here. I think we're getting into semantics and technicalities. You don't take an inmate who has just been charged with murdering his 7-month-old son out of the jail onto a field trip. You take him to a location to give you evidence and potentially a body. What I think is happening, and the DA has alluded to this several times, and he's actually said it outright. He's tired of the keyboard warriors. He's tired of people going out and potentially affecting the crime scene by launching their own unregulated and untrained and uncertified searches. We may have dogs out there that are being misused in this case. All of those things. Internet trolls, let me tell you, can harm a case. Vinny, Erica Morse knows a little bit about internet trolls hurting cases. So if I were this DA and I'm protecting the integrity of an investigation and trying to find a missing 7-month-old baby, I'm alive.
Erica Morse, Phil Waters, great to have you. Thanks so much. Up next, why was Jake Haro at the search?
Thank you guys, everybody, for subbing and liking and sharing. We're trying to grow the channel. Would love to be at 4,000 by the end of October. Love to be 5,000 by the end of the year. So please help that goal come true. I can't do it without you. I'm almost at a loss for words for this case, because it really grieves my spirit that you have 2 babies, one that survived but is so disabled from it and will never be more mentally, probably physically, that of an infant. I mean, she's permanently disabled, brain damage, spinal damage, body. I mean, all sorts of messed up. And he snuffed that life out of her. I mean, the life of being a elementary kid, junior high, high school, college student, being married, being a mom, raising her children, having her own family. He stole that life from her. She will be dependent and probably in an institution at some point if she's not already. Number one. Number two, the other one is alive. And I'm not saying it's better, but it's horrible either way, no matter how you slice the pie. Awful. This guy should get the DP in my humble
I'm Vinny
opinion.
Politan. We continue our investigation of the disappearance of 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro. His parents said he was taken by a stranger, but now his mom and dad are charged with murder, and the search for this angel continues. Here's the story. Rebecca and Jake Haro have several children. The youngest is just 7 months old. His name is Emmanuel, and he is missing. Emmanuel's mom says she knows what happened. She was in the parking lot of a Big 5 sporting goods store and was trying to change the baby's diaper. That's when she says she was attacked by a man who said hola and then knocked her out cold. When Rebecca came to, Emmanuel was nowhere to be found. Investigators questioned Rebecca and confronted her about inconsistencies in her story. Meanwhile, Emmanuel's father, Jake, has a violent criminal history involving another baby, a 10-week-old who will never walk because of Jake's criminal actions. He was convicted for child cruelty taking place back in 2018. Rebecca and Jake have been arrested and taken into custody, charged with the murder of this little angel. And the community now left wondering, why and how would anyone do such a horrible thing to such an innocent baby boy? So during the course of this case and following this story and this investigation, perhaps the most confusing and maybe most important, even though it's again confusing, was the search that was done on Sunday, August 24th in the afternoon. A search that was done in the Moreno Valley off of the 60. Let's take a look at some video so you can kind of see the area that we're talking. There's the 60 freeway. And then that little pathway leading off there is where this search was taking place on Sunday afternoon. You see some of the cars pulled over on the side there. A lot of them are investigators. Some are members of the media. But this is the geography. This is the location that we're talking about. Now, let's take a look at who was involved in this search. It wasn't one or two people. There were a series of folks who walked down that pathway from the freeway into the brush. And they're all there. Somewhat of a grid-like search, not exactly, but sort of. They all have their areas. They're walking and they're looking, but they're spread out. They're not in one specific area. But there was one person who was in one specific area. Jake Haro. There he is with two detectives. And he's not pointing at anything. He's not leading anyone anywhere, but he seems to be having a conversation standing there in his jumpsuit. Remember, he's in custody, already charged with the murder at this point. So there he is. Doesn't seem to be actively part of the search because he's not where all those other folks are. He's much closer to the road. And then he turns around and goes back before the search is over. He's brought back. Very confusing. Obviously, the initial reporting was very hopeful. Oh my goodness, this is it. This is the moment, right? But it wasn't. Emmanuel wasn't found. But he was there, the dad. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation. Why was Jake Haro at this search? Why was he there? Here to help answer that question, Crime scene investigator Lisa Black and retired FBI special agent, 20 years of experience executing searches, Bobby Chacon. Welcome to you both. Before we start the discussion, I want to play what the DA and sheriff said about Jake Haro, because it's the first time they're speaking publicly about it. Take a listen.
We have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. So that investigation is ongoing at this time. Yes, go ahead.
Matt Johnson, Court TV. What was the information that led to the initial search off the 60 in Moreno Valley?
Sheriff, you want to take that?
I'm not going to go into grave detail about that, but there is some level of cooperation with the suspects involved in this, and we're trying to locate that, and our job is to follow every lead. But for the rest of the room here, we have to understand what you're dealing with is an experienced child abuser that is aware of a previous case, that is aware of evidentiary things that we are certainly concerned with. So we're going to take every step to not only work with any suspect or witness involved in this, because at the end of the day, we have to bring a case to Mike and they have to charge it. And we have to make sure that every single thing, no matter what is told to us or what we discover in terms of evidence, is the right thing and that we follow it up extensively.
All right, Bobby, what are your thoughts here? Why was Jake Haro at the scene?
Well, I mean, my thoughts is that somebody told him where approximately they put the baby. Because if it was him saying, I put the baby here, you would have seen them, as we often have, lead them right to a spot. And he would have pointed to a ground. He would have pointed to where he drove in, where he parked, where he, dragged the body, whatever. The fact that he didn't do any of that seems to me, and this is just conjecture on my part, but it seems to me that somebody told him, hey, I put the kid out by the Gilman Springs Road. And by the way, I drove by that place 12 hours before this, the night before, Saturday night, I drove right by it to go home. I live right by that area. And so I saw police and fire the night before protecting that area. There was no fire. There was no brush fire. There was no accident. They were there to protect that area the night before. And so it tells me that he didn't know exactly where, but he was working on information that may have been told to him. Who told him that? That's up to speculation, but I'm speculating that he did not know exactly where, but he said, this is where they, whoever that was, told me they had put the body.
Bobby, that's the first time I've heard that they were actually there the night before. Next time, please, a little video, send it to me. You've got my email. You can text it to me. All right, Lisa, I want to read this because Jake Haro, speaking from behind bars, an interview with a Southern California news group reporter in the Orange County Register. Haro would not say whether he led authorities to the Moreno Valley Badlands on Sunday, August 24th, where he was spotted with investigators. He did say he has been completely cooperative with investigators. Lisa, why do you think he was at the search now with the additional information coming from Bobby Chacon that the night before they had it sealed off?
Well, I don't think it's that odd that he was there. As the searches I've seen with suspects, you usually have the suspect right there with you, because if you do find something, I imagine investigators want to confront them right away. And it's a big area, so it's really handy if you're hoping he's going to be telling you the truth, that he could be right there on scene saying, no, it wasn't that hill, it was the hill just beyond it, or something like that. So I don't see that there's anything that unusual about this entire process. He might have been, you would assume, he was dumping the body at night, and everything looks different at night. I mean, it's a vague hillside. He could be in completely the wrong place, and he could be lying. And
what?
Even though
a convicted baby abuser lying?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, could be, even if he has confessed or whatever, then in his mind, he might be thinking, as long as they don't find a body, then they can't really charge me. Criminals are not smart. They really aren't. And so you really don't know what's going on in his head. But I don't think it was that odd for him to be on the scene.
All right, I want to put a map up so you can see where the area searched is and where the parents' house is. What I don't have on the map is Bobby's home. We're going to keep that off of this map, but about a 23-minute drive or so from the parents' house to the search area. Bobby, the other thing that was said at the press conference was he mentioned, you know, the suspects have given some level of cooperation when talking about this, but it's just Jake that's there, not Rebecca. Is there any significance to that fact?
Well, I mean, first, just let me tell you, I didn't know that's why they were there the night before. I didn't realize the importance of it until the next day when it was reported that he was out there with them. I just assumed that it was a brush fire or an accident. My wife was driving. I looked. I didn't see any brush fire or accident. The next day, I said, oh, my God, they have that guy out there. That's what we saw the night before. But the significance of the cooperation is clearly he's cooperating because he's out there. Look, they can't force him to leave the jail and go with them out to that field. He has to cooperate. He has to agree to do that. He's a defendant. He cannot say anything and stay in his cell until the trial starts and let them prove beyond a reasonable doubt his guilt. So he's obviously cooperating. Now, could he be lying? Have defendants put the police on a wild goose chase? Of course, we've all seen that. But there is that's why it's some level of cooperation just by him agreeing to leave the jail with them and take them to this area. What they're basing that on, what he actually told them, we don't know. Why he's not pointing to certain locations, as we've seen other defendants say, here it is, it was over there. And if he thought it was a hill, you don't even see him looking around to orient himself as if he was there before. It's a very odd behavior that I haven't seen in previous. Of course, we've all seen defendants taken out to these locations, but there's usually a little more involvement of the defendant when they're on scene. Here, his involvement seemed very minimal. He wasn't pointing, he wasn't walking. It was very odd to me, his involvement at the scene.
All right, guests are staying with us. Still to come. Will investigators ever find baby Emmanuel?
There's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people. A lot of people are involved. A lot of people are invested. A lot of people spent their money to come out here.
When the queen come through, y'all better move back. Cardi B is back in the courtroom facing...
My monkey is not happy. She's banging her cage. You may hear her banging her cage, and I apologize. I just had a deaf patient pop in. They're going to go to bed. Got to go to work early in the morning. When I just start signing, it's usually because I have a deaf person that's watching. They will text me or send in another form of social media. So, and when they pop out, they let me know.
And very invested in this case, justice for baby Emmanuel. And it begins, I think, with finding baby Emmanuel. Take a listen to what investigators are saying about the search, because it's a little confusing to me.
Yeah,
I have a strange noise. I'll be right back.
Have agencies from all across Southern California searching for missing baby Emmanuel, which has now turned into a recovery effort. The search for the baby led them to Moreno Valley, and that is a remote area, and it was a robust search. Jake Haro, murder suspect now, out there with the investigators and the cadaver dogs.
There's some level of cooperation with the suspects involved in this, and we're trying to locate that, and our job is to follow every lead.
I think Sheriff Dyke has already explained that. I answered that question by saying there's been a level of cooperation with the defendants, so that's why they went to that area.
Authorities telling us that they did not recover any remains, but they are desperately searching for this baby.
We have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. So that investigation is ongoing at this time. I didn't say that, sir. I didn't say I know where the remains are. I can't share with you anything. Look, there are professionals that are looking for the remains of this child. If the public has any information, then we ask for their help. So we don't know exactly where the remains are. We have some ideas in terms of where we're going to look and where we're going to continue to investigate.
Do we know if they searched the following morning? Did they go back?
We were there that following day, and we didn't see anyone searching. And then I followed up with the lead investigator here at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office. They got back to me. They said that they did not search the following day.
Fascinating. Why you wouldn't go back? That's interesting. It is. We have a good idea.
I grew up in California for a few years. Agree.
We have some level of cooperation. We know, we don't know. That brings us to the next question in our investigation. Will investigators ever find baby Emmanuel? I think that's where we are right now. Here to help, crime scene investigator Lisa Black and retired FBI Special Agent Bobby Chacon. Lisa, what do you think? Will they?
I think it's a good chance. It depends on a lot of different factors. I mean, if he's being remotely truthful about where he put the baby, then cadaver dogs are probably going to be your best friends. If he's totally lying and the baby is in another direction entirely, then you're going to be relying on a lot of luck.
Bobby, you know the area. You've been in so many.
And whether or not wild animals have removed the remains.
Search efforts through the years. What are your thoughts here? Will they ever find baby Emmanuel?
I think they'll only find baby Emmanuel if they get full and truthful cooperation from the person who disposed of the body. I think that this geographic location is so vast and the body was so small, unless they're told, and I think Lisa's right, unless they're told, then it's just going to be luck. It's going to be a hiker, hunter, jogger, somebody possibly coming across the body. But that's such a remote possibility in this type of terrain that they would have to have an enormous amount of luck unless they get cooperation from the person who disposed of this tiny little baby.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that the baby is now. The remains are where they left them. Because unless you dug super deep and in that terrain, I doubt that he did, or if he just laid it down, then you have wild animals that are going to come and remove it.
You know, Lisa, what are your thoughts about the clock ticking here, right? Because
it's done.
It gets
the baby
hot there.
gone.
There's animals, etc. They have given us a time range of as early as August 5th. They believe this baby may have been murdered. And I mean, each day that goes by, what are your thoughts about if there is a recovery, what they'll be able to recover?
That is a problem. You hate to put it in these terms, but especially if he left the baby, just left it there on the ground. Yes, between the heat, it could have already be largely down to a skeleton with the different, and you are talking about a very small child, not a full-grown person. So animals could scatter it. On the other hand, if it's wrapped up in a blanket or a sheet or even a plastic bag, if it's buried, then it may remain somewhat intact. And again, hopefully, if it's not buried too deep, cadaver dogs will help you a lot. So what condition the body will be in at this point, you can see a huge variation depending on the circumstances of how it was left.
All right, I want to take a listen to the Riverside County DA one more time.
If you know Sandy, where Petaluma, California is, north of San Francisco, about an hour, that's where I grew up on the Petaluma Coast Guard base. When there was a base, there's not much of one anymore.
When you have members of the public that are out there doing their own searches, all it does is potentially prejudice and damage the case. So please, let the sheriff's departments do their job. They know how to do this, right? We're We're helping with them, anything they need from us, but they are the ones driving this investigation, and they will track down every lead. I have all the confidence in both of these great sheriffs and their great departments.
All right, Bobby, a lot of pride out there with the Riverside Sheriff and the San Bernardino Sheriff working in conjunction together. Talked about 9,000 people working potentially on the case. Are you surprised, or should the FBI be involved in this search as well at this point?
No, I mean, what the FBI does best is throw people downrange, throw a lot of resources at something. Right now, I think this is a very small case. It's one victim. It's a, the geographic area is great, but they really don't have an idea of where this baby might be. So, if they needed more manpower or more resources, but these are vast counties, and I live in Riverside and San Bernardino, our neighboring county, they have resources. They have helicopters. They work in this terrain all the time. They find missing hikers and things like that. They rescue people all the time in this terrain. So they have the expertise in this area. And so if they have enough information to go on, but you have to narrow down the search area. You have to have some type of reliable information to put you in an area. These two counties are vast and the terrain is difficult. And so, you have to have a pretty good idea of where to look, or else you're just poking around in the dark.
All right, we only have about 25 seconds left here, Lisa. Are you surprised that they didn't go back the next day? It was a search on Sunday and they never went back.
Well, it's impossible to tell what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, they could be getting a totally different story from the wife. They could have realized, or for some reason figured out, that he's totally lying about this and that the baby's not anywhere near there. You don't know what's going on that we don't know about.
Lisa Black, Bobby Chacon, great to have you here. Thank you both so much. As I said, time is running out here. Prosecutors will have a much stronger case with Emmanuel's remains, but they need to find him before it's too late. They need him first as proof of death, right? But more importantly, for cause and manner. But the longer he's gone, the more difficult it will be to evaluate the evidence left behind by baby Emmanuel's abused body. I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.
Okay, guys, so what do y'all think? I'm a little bit I'm heartbroken. I think that I need to put my lips on better. I'm heartbroken. To be so young and to have your parents do this to you. You were born in San Francisco and you grew up in Dallas County. June, do you remember back in the 70s, the Golden Gate Bridge, when you coming up to it, where the bridge extends from the what I called the mountain back then, but extends into the ocean? They didn't have super big guardrails back in the day. We just had the little itty bitty ones. And we were in San Francisco and it was a clear day. Not a cloud in the sky. It was beautiful. And all of a sudden, boom. Now we were in an LTD Crown Victorian station wagon. It was a boat. And we went, and our front passenger tire was up and over the edge. My mother was screaming and caterwauling, and we were rear-ended, and it propelled us. And they had to pull us out of the back of the car so the car wouldn't go over the edge. Pretty terrifying for a very young child. I was like 7 years old, 8 maybe. I still remember that to this day. I still remember that. It was crazy. Now they have, that's all different now. I wouldn't be worried about it now. Yep, they don't have DP. I have not been back to California since 1981, And I want to so go back. I want to go back there. We used to go to Monterey all the time, especially for the Monterey butterfly festivals, the monarchs, not Monterey, monarch butterfly festivals. Love the redwood. And when they'd all come and you're standing there and they put a blank in a gun and they fire it off and all the butterflies would go, woo! The trees would look naked because there was a million butterflies on the tree. I miss that part of it. I miss being in an old house that's not there anymore. They knocked it down. It was an old yellow Victorian house at the front of the entrance of the base. Used to be the base commander's home, but when you looked out on that second story window, I had the window over the door, so you had that little gable type thing. And you look out that window, the hills were a different color twice a year. It was beautiful. And I love the smell of real eucalyptus, not the crap that we smell here. Yeah. Been to San Jose. Yeah, we were all over. We were all over California. But I was in the north of San Francisco. Can you hear me? Does it sound okay still, guys? Okay, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hop on over here for the giveaway. June, right down the road from you. Yes. So this is a plan for this week. We will be watching, of course, Donna Adelton's Paramount, and that she's primary. But we also are following the Cardi B trial. So we're going to watch that too. I think, here's the thing. I think we will, during breaks and lunches on Tuesday, hear the closing arguments. And then, of course, we will be on jury watch, verdict watch for her. But we will be doing the Donna Adelson's primary. I think Donna will probably testify on Tuesday. I don't know who else they're going to put on the stand. I think they got a couple of witnesses. Let me get off of this. I don't think Charlie Adelson's going to make an appearance. I could be wrong, but I really don't think he's going to make an appearance. I think if he was going to make an appearance, I think he would have made that appearance on the prosecution side. I think they would have brought him in. Sandy, I appreciate you. Cardi B, yeah, I know. B's and D's get backwards for me. I'm a dyslexic hot mess, literally. Neurodivergent, dyslexic, deaf girl is what someone told me I was. You were born and raised in Orange County, and I'm retired now. I live in Sun City. Well, I'm here in Texas now, y'all. I've been in Texas since 1981. We moved from California to Texas. My parents were from Texas. My dad was in the Coast Guard, and he retired out of the Petaluma Coast Guard base in California. Yep. So that's where I'm from. But Sandy, it's so nice to have you and Danny Hull. That is so nice to have y'all here. Of course, it's also wonderful to have all of you here. My mods, Deborah, June, Tinkitude, we have Kay Swan, and Angela are all my mods. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. And all those who are lurking and not commenting. Joe Schmo was here. I know he probably doesn't like that I say that. Nightbot, thank you for being here. That's Angela. I meant to hit Nightbot. Thank you. You're always so here, and you're just this faithful worker. You never complain. You just do what I tell you. If the state does a rebuttal, then Donna doesn't testify. Could they bring Charlie to rebuttal her? Yes, they could if she does testify. But the problem is that opens him up for cross on the rebuttal, and they may not want that because they don't want him to get up. The prosecution would not want him to get up on the stand and say, Mama knew nothing about it. I did it all by myself. I do it all by myself. She knew nothing, honey. They don't want that. I think if she does that, yeah, Deborah Owens. Yes, you're a mod too, Deborah. I gotta remember all my mods' names. Don't get me wrong. Dyslexia and list of names is bad. So we have Miss Deborah, Miss June, Miss Angela, Miss K-Swan, and Tinkatude. We have 5 mods. Did I forget Angela? Did I forget? Deborah, Angela, June, Tinkatude, K-Swan. I think I have 5. And we got a lot of new mods here, so patience, mods. Please be patient. But yes, I am so grateful for all of you. We had some Ram Raid. Oh, wow. Wow. That's interesting. Out and about with Diane. How you doing? This case is going to be a tear-jerking case, no matter how we slice it, no matter what happens. This baby, there's no way, unless somebody has the baby. Let's say they gave the baby to somebody, which I would be presenting that baby in a nanosecond. Unless that baby was given to somebody else. The state did rest in Donna Adelson in the 9th hour of Friday. So the date, yes, they did rest. Now we are on to the defense. So the defense starts Tuesday morning. So with this particular case, unless an individual is taking care of that baby's gone. That baby has gone to Jesus or Rainbow Bridge, whatever you call it. But that baby is no longer with us. And that is a shame. And it was a healthy baby. It wasn't like it had something, the father has claimed, someone has stated that the father confessed. In other words, hearsay, that he rolled over on the baby in the middle of the night. They were co-sleeping with the child. They rolled over on the child and the child passed away. They buried the child out of fear. Okay. Not too sure I believe that, number one. But if that was the high Flora 4, considering the state of his older daughter, it's likely the outcome. Yes, I agree 100%. Make sure that you guys please do the I likey thing. Comment I liked if you gave me a thumbs up. If you shared this, please comment I shared. If you are a first-time subber, woohoo, we got a sub. Please put I sub, okay? Because we do a drawing at the end of the month. And we, all the winners from each day get put in a pool for the end of the month. So welcome, Miss Flora. Thank you for joining. The sad thing is that why? I mean, the parents, if it was an accident, SIDS happens all the time. If there was a true accident where the baby passed away in the sleep, they were sleeping with the baby, they woke up, the baby was deceased, it was a true accident, then they're not going to, why, I guess out of fear, but why would you do that? I don't know. I'm struggling with that. I really, really am. 44 laps to go, Miss June. Nope, wait, I'm behind. 39 laps to go, Miss June. I'm a NASCAR freak and it's over here and I can't show you because I get in trouble. But you watch NASCAR. Number 1 is number 19, Briscoe. Number 2 is 45, Reddick. Number 3 is 43, Jones. Bush is still sitting at number 10. And so anyway. Yes, get your likes. Now, I won't draw this until I will draw this next week, sometime next week, because it takes me a while to put all y'all's names on that wheel. So somebody's going to win merch. And then our bingo winners happen at the end of the trial. So we'll draw the bingo winner at the end of the trial. Yes, it closes out the end of the month. Tomorrow we are closed. My son's business is closing. I have moved the whole studio out of where it was into my home. This is a new setup. It's been a little glitchy. New background, everything new. And then now we have a 2,000 square feet full office space. I had a sewing room in there. I had a beading room in there. I had a makeup room. I do makeup for battered women and women coming out of ST. I was a full-time makeup artist for 30 years. So I had a room that I had makeup. So I have a lot of stuff to move home. So tomorrow is going to be a full day of moving. And then Tuesday we'll be live again. And I hope to do the drawing Tuesday, Wednesday. What are you telling us? And I'm a full-time student with 18 hours of college. I just started last Monday. What you're telling us is you've been busy or something. It's not like you've had anything at all to do. You've just been kicking back, doing nothing, eating popcorn, honey. I wish. So, Ada, can you please tell us how you're going to do the Cardi B and Donna? Sorry, I missed what you said. Sure, Deborah. So we're going to be live with Donna Adelson. Now, when they go to their break in the morning, the lunch break, and the break in the afternoon, it will transport over to Cardi B. No spoilers, people. If anything should happen in the Cardi B, say they 2:00 in the afternoon somehow come up with a verdict, okay? A decision. We will pause the Donna Adelson trial wherever they are. We'll just pause it. We'll hop over to Cardi B for the verdict. So Christina, welcome. I want popcorn. I know now you got me wanting popcorn, Tinkatude. You can't bring up popcorn unless you can provide it for everybody. Just saying. No. So we will be following. Oh, and we have been following the Proctor appeal. Yeah. So we will be bouncing between Donna Adelson and the Cardi B. So I guess we'll get about a 15 to 30 minutes of Cardi B in the morning, depending on how many breaks they take. And then we'll have an hour lunch with Cardi B. And then we'll have an afternoon with Cardi B. And of course, if there's a verdict or decision, which the judge didn't think there would be for at least 2 days, that's what he anticipated. Then I think that we'll just hop in when there is one. I don't think it will take 2 days. I would be shocked if it took 2 days. Because everybody I know is like, that girl just money gribbing. That girl just want money. $24 million for a scratch that she had microneedling done. Surgical procedure that should have cost $6,000, but only got charged $2,500. Bitch, please. That plastic surgeon was taking them to the bank. Well, you're welcome, Miss Deborah Owens. I'm just making sure everybody knows. Okay, I hope this got everybody caught up to date on the situation with this case, and it's a sad case. Haro and Haro were both in jail on $1 million each, and we cannot find the baby. Can you get the popcorn? Can you get the popcorn? Can you get the popcorn, popcorn, popcorn? Nope, I can't go get popcorn. Nope. $1,000,000,000. Well, I just, come on now. Come on now. A little scratch. Do you know the med tech for the doctor who split them up, who was facing not the prosecutor, the girl that's suing Cardi B, and Cardi B was behind her. She had Cardi B up against the wall. You had the receptionist / medical technician that came in, and then you had the one suing Cardi B facing her. And somehow that young girl who worked at the doctor's office got a scratch on her face, and she went in and put alcohol on it, and that was all she did. And there was no scar, no nothing. But supposedly this girl who got scratched by Cardi B went to a plastic surgeon and had a surgical procedure of a microneedling. Anybody know microneedling? It is considered surgical procedure because it breaks the skin, but it does not require a full-blown operating room. You put a numbing cream on the area. Oh, I'm sorry. Something popped up. And then he decided to put lidocaine because he went 2 millimeters in. I'm like, bitch, please. I microneedle all the time. This is not rocket science. Anyway. Yeah, I know, Flora. I agree with you 100%. But my whole point is the one doing the suing did the victim, supposed victim in this case, really is just laying the bullshit on quick and on thick. I figure since I can't get anybody popcorn, I'd ask if anybody else can get Well, I guess what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to go watch a movie. Now, that's what I was going to tell y'all. Let me go to my Netflix because I'm going to stream this. I started watching it and it's a funny series, a funny show. Funny as in interesting. It is called The Thursday. I'm going to pop it up here so I can read. It's called The Thursday Redrum Club. And it's an old folks home in England with some well-known elderly stars who are living in a care facility that's getting ready to get shut down and used for a mall or something. And they are trying to solve an old murder. So it says a group of seniors passionate about solving cold cases get plunged into real life red room mystery and a comic crime caper based on a novel. So we're going to watch that. Yes, so I'm going to put that on Discord and we're going to go watch it. So if you want to watch us in Discord, I guess, June, do we need to create an event? I'm sorry to say that. I don't know how to do that yet. You're my event queen. Oh, I know. Well, y'all come join us, Deborah. If you are part of our Discord, please join our Discord. Let's see if this works. It may not work. I may have to just go up here, invite, copy and paste. Oh, it did work. Woohoo! There you go, Nightbot. You are on it. So go join our Discord because guess what? We're going to go watch this cool movie and it's free to y'all. Not everybody can get the different, I don't know. I don't have some of the apps and things that June has. So sometimes we share who's hostessing so we can all get the full experience. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to get into it even deeper. But anyway, it's a great cast. Absolutely great cast. So let's do the giveaway. All right. This is for a chance to be in our, and I didn't hit the music. I'll do one more because we had more than 5. How's the balance with the music and me talking? I need to know how that balance is. Let me know. Angela. All right, let's go over here to the I shared. Nightbot, you can't play. Sorry, boo. I know you keep trying, but you can't play. So you can hear me comfortably over the music. Understand me? It's Jude. Good. All right, let's see who subbed. Oh, of course, it's going to be Danny Hull, who will automatically be entered. Well, let's see with Nightbot always. When there's more than one, usually Nightbot gets it. Yeah, Danny Hull, I'll enter you in for next month's giveaway, or this month's giveaway. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad it's much better. Y'all. I have been playing. I mean, I ended up on the phone quite a while with the guys at Road, but tomorrow morning I got to call them while and then sometime tomorrow, and then Tuesday I got to call them while we're live because they want to go on while I'm live. They want to go on while I'm live and watch and so they can see the output. So I will be spending some of my time on tech support while I'm live in the background because it is so not cool to have the problems I've been having. So hopefully all of this will be good to go. Congratulations, everybody who has an entry into the giveaway. Because is tomorrow the 1st? Yes, it is. So we're good. I miss you guys, but I will be very sore come Tuesday, very tired and grateful that I'm just going to sit and be with y'all because moving sucks, especially as much little stuff as I have. Yeah, 16 laps to go. I know, June. I've got it over here. And right now, Briscoe looks like he's going to win it. Bush went up to number 9. But all right, June, who do you want to win? Who is your favorite NASCAR driver, or who in this race do you want to win? Let us know. Yes, sir. Oh, we have Monkey Butt. Oh my gosh, y'all gonna see Monkey. Hi. Oh, you just dropped it. Come here, baby. Come here. Hi, Mama. Hi. This is my Monkey Butt. Come here. Come here. Are you going to fuss at me? Here. There should we go? Oh, she just wants food. That's all she wants. Matt, can you get her some food?
She's eating at a house home.
Oh,
right
you eating it at a house at home? Hi. Oh, come here. Yeah, you don't want. Oh, what? Well, we're playing. Huh? You want to play?
She wants to come here.
Come here.
Yeah, I'll take her.
No, wait, hold on.
She wants to go.
Oh, she wants to go.
Yep.
She just got out of her cage, so she's all like, I want to play. That's my Monkey Butt. That's the one thing about being in my home is you can see the monkey now. She is full of energy because when she first gets out, it's like, then she'll calm down and then she'll snuggle. Oh, she was my monkey, but Matt, she has made Matt the head of the pack, so to speak. I'm head mama. I'm head female. He's head male. So, yeah. I'm like the alpha female. He's the alpha male. Yep. She's a capuchin. She's 10 years old. She turned 10 years old. Yay. Yes. So y'all got to see my Monkey Butt. Now, after he has her out, like he knew I was getting ready to get off, but after she's been out for about 30 minutes, if I'm still live, if he brings her in, she'll be a lot calmer. The first thing she does as soon as she gets out, she just wants to eat everything in sight. 10 laps to go. So that is my Monkey Butt. Angela's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, monkey. Yes, I have a monkey. When will what show be shown? Oh, tonight? 9 o'clock? We're going to start as soon as we get off here. We'll start it. June, you did not tell me who you wanted to win. I will be glad when it's all done, but I'm having to put so much stuff in storage. I may have to get another storage unit. But 10 by 10 is $100 a month. Oh, Briscoe. Yeah. I agree with you on that one. Out of the race tonight, I definitely agree with you on that. But we're going to follow a case where the woman wanted a spider monkey, and they're ugly and they're stupid. This girl is so smart. She can pick a lock. If there's a combination on it and we have it on our side, she memorizes the numbers on the back side. When she was little, she could get her finger up in the toggles of a padlock and pop the lock. She has escaped her cage many times, and I've come home to a disaster. Yes, that little girl. Out and About Diane, we have a section that says it's called Movie Night. It is called Movie here. I'll share it so y'all can see, and then we'll go window, Discord there. I'm going to share it. If you notice right here under General, it's called Movie Night. You click on that, and then, well, I've kind of started it. Let me hang it up. You click on that, and you can join us on Discord. You just click on Movie Night. We host movie nights at least every other night. June and I have been watching. We watch a lot of movies this way together. Because sometimes I can't get a movie because I don't have the app, or, I don't pay for that service. Sometimes I pay for a service that, so we kind of bounce it, but just click on that and you can join in Discord. See, this is our Discord. So just go down here to Movie Night and click. That easy. That easy, y'all. So I'm going to remove from screen. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. We got 5 laps to go. We got a movie to set up. Mischief Maker. So cute. You know what that is? She is a mischief maker. That is so. I know, but just go to the movie. Just click on Movie Night. That's all you got to do. Click on Movie Night. And then you can embiggen the screen so you can see it. All right. Oh, no. I know. Tell me about it. But we'll get it all done. But y'all, I just need patience because not only am I having to move a 2,000 square foot living space, I'm also doing 18 hours in college. And this week is we're hitting it pretty heavy. Got a lot of reading to do, a lot of writing to do, and I'm hosting trials. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for being patient. I graduate in December, so I don't want to slack off yet. Just a few more months and I'm done till I start my master's. All right, guys, I'm going to say good night. We will see you over in the movie. If not, we'll see you Tuesday. I'm glad the sound looks good. It feels good. I'm talking at a normal volume for me. So come and see me over at the Discord. All right. What? You would love to watch movie, but I redid my sewing room office today and hardly move. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, that's one thing about watching a movie. You just lay there. Just saying boo. All right, guys. With that, we'll see you Tuesday for Donald Adelden and Cardi B, or we'll see you at the movie. Good night. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.